Did you know that San Francisco police and their salaries being the highest in the country on average, and with them having the highest paid police chief, is linked to the police committing domestic terrorism? Hi, hello. Let me show you the reason why the police hate me and why I've experienced all sorts of retaliation. So, San Francisco, back 60s and 70s time frame, you had the city manager at the time, whose name was Dianne Feinstein. You might have heard of her. And at the time, the mayor was Mayor Alioto. And at the time, the police wanted higher salaries. They went on strike and they were shooting out street lights and drinking. And so the ACLU had to get an actual court order to get them to actually get them to stop doing that. And they didn't stop. They wanted a raise. They felt like they weren't getting paid enough. So Mayor Alioto, he was holding out. He said, "I'm not going to raise the pay." Well, one night, someone left a bomb on the front lawn of Mayor Alioto. And the very next day, this man assumed emergency powers to give the police and the firefighters the pay that they were looking for. Now, what makes it even more interesting is that at the time, there was a person named Harvey Milk who was watching this whole thing. He was really one of the first openly gay politicians in the country. And Harvey Milk was assassinated by another politician named Dan Brown, because he was gay. And the police supported what Dan Brown did because they were playing songs like Danny Boy over the radios at the time, and they were wearing shirts saying "Free Dan Brown." And Dan Brown used the Twinkie defense. Yeah, that he had too much sugar, and that justified what he did to Harvey Milk. So Harvey Milk was criticizing what the police did, and he suspected the police were involved in bombing Mayor Alioto's home. And so the biggest reason why, with any kind of common sense, if anybody could just think for a second, the reason why the police supported what Dan Brown did is because Harvey Milk had called them out on their domestic terrorism that they were trying to inflict, and that they actually did inflict on Mayor Alioto's home to get to actually get higher pay. I've just explained to you how domestic terrorism, how one of the most infamous legal defenses in all of history, the Twinkie defense, and how the police supporting someone who took someone's life, how that's all linked to the San Francisco Police Department having, on average, more than $90,000 a year as starting pay, with the highest paid police chief in the country. And now you see why law enforcement hates me and retaliates against me so much and gang stalks me all the time. ACAB 1312.